Think we are live.
We are live. Guys, this is going to be a fun one. I'm fired up because we are going to do some AI images live. Like, we are actually going to play with the tool and show you guys how it works. I'm fired up about this.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm pumped. So if this is your first time watching one of our trainings, welcome. My name's Caleb. Obviously, we got Dakota here. We are the co-founders of AdClass, and we are going to be talking today about how to make images with AI that are lifelike, that are just crazy, things that you would like normally have to spend hours and hours, if not like days, creating this type of creative. And we're going to do it in like seconds here. And so if you've got ideas, comment them here. Even if you're watching the replay, like comment your ideas. Maybe we can throw them into the group later. But yeah, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna share screen and we're gonna go over it. And Dakota's been the one that's been like playing around with it. I honestly haven't very much, and so it's gonna be a learning experience for me. I feel like I'm gonna challenge you, Dakota. I'm gonna push some boundaries there and see what we can make. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, to preface, like we're going to be jumping into the tool Midjourney a little bit. Some other apps that we've used a little bit. Midjourney is the most probably popular AI illustration tool. I think it was like the OG also, and it's kind of grown a ton over time. A ton of cool stuff that you can do in there. I know like 0.1% of it. So that's the fun part is that we'll learn together, right? Like there's so much that you can do. And I kind of just want to like use this time to help people imagine what's possible with Midjourney, with these AI tools that are coming out and how we can use them in advertising. The little that we have done has been really successful. So that's why we're like, let's keep going. Let's push it. Let's try it. Let's do a lot, right? And so, yeah, we're gonna jump right into Midjourney here in just a second. We're gonna just like play around with some prompts. Maybe Caleb, what would be fun is if you came up with like a product, basically. Whether it's a product or whatever, like let's do a challenge. Let's like get a brand, get like a name of something, a product, whatever it is. And let's try to make some ad graphics and ad creative for that thing. We might crash and burn a little bit at the beginning, but the whole point is to learn how to do it together. And by the end, we at least have like one piece of ad creative that we can play with. Cause I think that'd be really cool.
Okay, so let's do it. So if you're joining us and you guys have ideas too, like put them in the chat. It's gonna be fun. I think for like my first idea is let's do a business that's selling cowboy hats. Let's do a business
cowboy hats. I love it.
Cowboy hats, dude. Yeah. Let's do like we're pretending that we're marketers or advertisers, and we're gonna run some ads for a company that is making the coolest, most like modern and amazing cowboy hat that you can buy on the market today. And yeah, this is gonna be fun.
Is the demographic like average cowboy hat buyers, or are we branching out into something new here?
So I think what we do,
it'd be easy to do like ranchers and cowboy hats and get those people, but I feel like we should push ourselves a little bit and make it cool for people who maybe aren't cowboy hat wearers, right?
Ooh, I get what you're saying. Yeah. I feel like if we do, this is going to be so funny. I feel like if we do like ranchers, like those would be hard to find in ads anyways. So like, what if we did like city slickers that like are still wanting to wear like cowboy hats, like to the club or to the bars or anything like that?
Ooh,
I don't know.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know, but I get what you're saying. It could be kind of fun to just try it with like people who like would never wear a cowboy hat, you know?
Like we'll make some ad creative for a cowboy hat company that's like trying to, let's say their main customer is not like the typical cowboy hat customer. So maybe we've got a few different personas out there, but maybe they want like, you know, the influencer to try out their cowboy hats, or like, being here in Nashville, I mean, you go downtown on a Friday night or whatever, like there's cowboy hats out. So like, that is the thing, but maybe it's like, we're trying to get into like, other areas. So, okay. I like it. That's fun. So that's the challenge. Can we update the banner here on the live? Let's update it to be the cowboy hat challenge. Can we make ad creative for cowboy hats? I'm going to share my screen really quick on Midjourney. One thing that I think, just to put it out there, most people in the world today hear about this stuff and they see like a new program or, all sorts of things that come out and they're like, I can't keep up. I don't know how to use it. I don't know how to implement that in my business, whatever. There's actually like a blog article. I got this from a podcast I listened to recently. I listened to so many that I cannot remember who said it, but Mark Cuban originally was like, hey, my first business, I made a bunch of money just by reading the freaking manual, right? Like that was his whole thing, is like, people won't read the manual. So if you want to be successful at a program or at a website or at how your computer works, just read the manual, right? And that's kind of what he meant. So I'm going to start my screen share on the Midjourney manual for 2 seconds, because if you haven't looked at this and you've tried to use Midjourney, you're probably setting yourself up for failure, right? Because ultimately they have everything listed out on their website, how to start, how to get into Midjourney, how to like go from not having a Discord account to all the way through, right? And so just know that this website exists. They show you the plans, right? You can get Midjourney for as little as $8 a month. Shows you how to get it all set up. But then not only that, it will show you exactly how to start using and creating these prompts in a very quick, effective way, right? And so there's all sorts of different prompts. It gives you access to all this stuff. It shows you the art styles that you can use, right? There's, it's like you can travel time. You can use in the style.
Dang, that is a fancy cat. That's fancy looking cat.
This is literally just the image prompt, right? And then decade cat illustrations, literally. So it's like 1900s cat illustrations. That came up with this, right? So like you start to see how crazy this could be.
Could you like do this with yourself and then like make like a portrait to put on your wall like they used to back in the day? You know what I mean?
Oh, I think so, dude. I think so.
like almost like it's been hand painted.
Well, let's start there. Just to show a little bit of what this thing can do, right? Let's start there. So I have a photo of myself. Okay. So you have to have, if you want to use a photo in Midjourney, you just have to have it uploaded with a link, right? So I got a photo of myself. Midjourney all takes place here in in Discord, which is basically like Slack if you've never used Discord before. So what's funny about it is you can actually see what everybody else is creating in here. And there's tons of different channels, right? And you can kind of see this person's trying to make this coin, right? They're doing a bunch of variations. This person put this huge long prompt in here, muscular state trooper, black leather pants, right? All this stuff, right?
That's so wild that is like AI. I mean, it's crazy to me how realistic this stuff gets. And
exactly.
It's cool that you can like learn from what other people are posting in here too. You can see like what their prompts are. It's dope.
Yeah, and it really does give you ideas. Illustration of an AI-powered bot writer sitting at a desk in the computer. Background is a modern home office, right? Like you can start to see what people are playing with in here. Okay, so for example, if you're saying you want to try out like the portrait, right? I can say I just do /imagine. I'll try to zoom in so you guys can see this. So down here is where I'm typing the prompt /imagine, and then the prompt pops up. So I'm going to paste my image in there first off, right? And then I'm going to go back into here. And as you can see, they basically say imagine, and then they just do prompt. So like, what are we imagining? And the prompt here is the decade and then cat illustration. So I'm just going to try my picture. And then what decade should we do, Caleb?
1800s. Almost like royal portrait. Can you I don't know. You know what I mean?
Sure. Let's see what happens. So I send the command and it starts loading and it takes a little bit, right? So that's the thing is there's a lot of processing going on. And that's also why you have to pay for a service like this, because in the back end, there's actual computing happening, right? That takes time. So we're going to wait for this to go. While this goes, maybe we can brainstorm our cowboy hat brand a little bit because I know that's we're going to take some thought there. But what I love is while I'm waiting for it, you can kind of see other stuff popping up too, right?
Yeah. Okay. So while your amazing portrait is working, like I'm thinking, what if we do the cowboy hat business for women? Like you talked about how like Nashville is like big for like bachelorette parties and that sort of a thing. So what if it's like we're running ads to attract women who are heading to Nashville for a bachelorette party and are looking for like a cowboy hat that's going to like look good as they're out on the town and like that they can get with all of their girls. Yeah.
Solid. All right.
Okay.
Maybe we'll start without feeding it any images, but maybe we want to find like a stylistically similar cowboy hat somewhere on Google Images that we could use too. But
I feel like it's got to be white. I don't know why, but I'm picturing a white cowboy hat.
A white cowboy hat. All right. Fair. That's fair. All right. Yeah, white cowboy hat and more of like a nightlife vibe, I guess, is what we're going for, right? All right.
But
so
like,
that was
but I would say like nightlife, but not club. It would be more like bar, like live music, nightlife type, rather than like we're going to like see a DJ and like it's like neon lights everywhere. Yeah.
Okay. Fair. All right. Cool. Like more like a jazz bar.
Yeah.
Or something. Okay. So I will reshare here. So it's still working on my other prompt. I have that in a different channel. It'll ping us when that's ready. But let's try this. So we have imagine. Let's start here. We have and the more descriptive the better, right? So we could say something like a blonde woman wearing a white cowboy hat. And then we can think through like some different things. So for example,
I want it to be like super photorealistic. Like I don't want it to feel like it's animated or a drawing. Like I want it to be like it's like very almost like HD high def in my like.
I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
So some of the things that you can do, like here's this person's doing the aspect ratio as an example. So we could do the AR -- AR 1:1, right? Like a square image, because that's good for Facebook ads. Photorealistic, I think, is good. What about like the mood, right? If we go back to the Midjourney prompting, we can go back up to quick start. I believe it's in quick start. No, it's not quick start prompts. Here you go. So we got the subject where we've handled the subject with the medium, which is like photorealistic. The environment. Do we want anything about the environment? What do we want in the background?
What if it's like a street, like the Nashville, like Main Strip in Nashville?
Yeah, downtown, like a bustling street downtown, something like that. Maybe.
Can you say at night in the same piece?
Or maybe we do comma,
nighttime.
Nighttime. All right, what else do we have here? We have the lighting, which is kind of nighttime, right? Color, we don't really, I feel like we can leave color out unless we want vibrant, maybe something.
Yeah, vibrant could be cool.
Okay, vibrant.
Mood, energetic for sure, yeah.
Okay. And then like we'll
portrait,
leave that one out.
Yeah.
Or I guess portrait would be good, right?
Yeah, portrait would be good.
All right, portrait.
We'll try that.
So we have a blonde woman wearing a cowboy hat, photorealistic, aspect ratios 1:1, bustling street downtown, nighttime, vibrant, energetic, portrait. We'll try that. Oh, what is it not like? I think it doesn't like that I put the 1:1 in the middle of the argument. So let's try that again.
Okay.
Let's just take out that piece and see what it does for us, because a lot of times it will be 1:1. Okay, it's working on that. Let's see what it came up with over here. It can't understand if I'm a boy or a girl yet, so that's clear. But I mean, somewhat. This one down here is somewhat similar, right?
Yeah.
Somewhat.
That one, the one on the bottom left, obviously the closest. I can't get over it, dude.
I'm holding the copy at least in each one. So to give you guys the photo again, right? That's the photo.
I can't take it seriously.
So you know what you can do though. This isn't close enough to me. I think what we can try to do is say like use this exact face.
Yeah.
See what that does. It might do better. It might do worse. We'll see. but it didn't have my face right. All right, cool. Our other one is done. It looks like. Let's go find it. Here we go. There you go.
Snap. All right. Yeah. I think this one started off way better than your royal portrait.
we're in the right realm because she's dressed to go out, clearly, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
White cowboy hat, it got. Blonde woman, it got. Photorealistic, pretty much. It's a little bit animated looking.
Yeah,
she's on a bustling street downtown. It's nighttime. It's vibrant, energetic, and it's a portrait. I mean,
it's pretty much spot on. The only thing is, I feel like you said, it's a little too animated. And if we're selling the cowboy hat, it needs to feel like that is the cowboy hat. You know what I mean?
So maybe we describe the hat more.
That wait, click it. Let me see if it feels like a drawing. If she's closer up, I feel like I can't see. Okay.
It definitely feels like a drawing. It feels like this is like a Grand Theft Auto image.
Yeah, exactly. So I wonder if there's a way to if there's a way to add to the prompt to just make it feel like it's just.
Yeah, so we have to redo it. So the options now, once you have an image, what we could do, so see these down here, the options here are, we can upscale any one of these 4 images. So if we really liked one of these, we just upscale 1, 2, 3, or 4, and it gives us the full HD version.
Okay.
If we do V, that's variations. So it's variation of 1, 2, 3, or 4. So like if we liked 2 as an example, we can click V2, and then that's going to start working on variations for that. And it's going to load those up. But I think we also need to try out the prompt again.
Okay.
So if I paste the prompt, I think maybe photorealistic might be the wrong descriptor. Let's see.
Photorealistic probably isn't the right one. Maybe it's just photo.
So the medium is just photo. Oh, so I was actually reading that something we could try is like an actual film type. Canon film.
Okay. That's cool.
Styles. Let's see. I don't know enough about film styles. I think like Canon Gold is one. Or maybe it's like Fujifilm Gold. Let's see. Here we go.
That's pretty cool.
Kodak Gold. That's what it is. Kodak Gold. Let's try that, right? So instead of photorealistic, let's try Kodak Gold and see what that does. Cool. It did give us variations. The variations are getting more and more not safe for work. So we're gonna try it again. Hilariously. Okay, let's see. While that's loading our new prompt.
It must have taken the like downtown element of that and like, oh my god.
Wait,
it's just like a small child with like
the bottom left is great. It actually looks like me though. I mean, we did say royal portrait. So
we did.
If I was a king, I'd probably be like 14 in that time, you know?
Yeah. Oh, dude, maybe that's what you need to add to it is like king. You know what I mean? Like a king's royal portrait.
Yeah. So you guys are getting the idea, right? That it's like trial and error. You're putting in all sorts of prompts, right? So another prompt that you can use is how much of the photo do you want to actually weight? So like you can tell it to use basically the exact photo. If you go into the prompts and you go into, let's see, image prompts. So I'm giving it an image, right? And then I'm giving it some text, and then you can add these parameters to the end. One of the parameters you can add is how much do you want the image to stay the same as what you gave it? So like you can, that's on a spectrum of 0 to 2. So if you look here, if this is the image prompt, right? If we give it this image and then we say like the low end of the spectrum of like keeping this image the same, the prompt being this picture, birthday cake, right? And then just adding in IW. IW is like how much you want to weight the image. If we weight it very lightly, it will make a birthday cake out of that image, but it won't look very much like that image, right? But if I weight it very heavily, the birthday cake starts to look almost exactly like the prompt that we gave it, right? So we can also test that. I can say -- IW2, right? Which would be like the most like my thing, the photo that I gave it. Instead of a royal portrait, let's just say 1800s and see what that does. Okay, now here we go. Let's go back to our cowboy hat example. Where did it go? There we go. Oh, all right. Here we go. We're getting closer. I feel like we're getting closer. That looks like a real image down here.
Yeah. It does.
That's a bustling street. I mean, that looks like that's a good ad creative. Honestly, that's pretty dang good. We've got like a blonde woman wearing a white cowboy hat. Check. It did that all 4 times. Kodak Gold is like the film style. So like if we actually look up Kodak Gold style, right, you can start to see like kind of the coloring, right, of the photos. And it feels like they did get that pretty right on, that orange sort of color.
Yeah.
Bustling street downtown, definitely. Nighttime, vibrant, energetic portrait. I mean, pretty dang good.
Yeah, that bottom right one, I feel like looks the best. And it also makes the hat look very realistic as well.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't know.
So let's make let's upscale that one and make some variations of that one. So once it's upscaled, it's just going to push back down into,
it's so cool to see just all the random stuff people are making.
Like, I know, it's easy to get distracted. So like this one, right? The realistic GoPro selfie of a woman on top of pink Eiffel Tower, golden hour. Like, you know, there's just
realistic GoPro. That's when we could put in there realistic GoPro selfie of a woman in a white cowboy hat on bustling street. You know what I mean? Like,
ooh, all right. Yeah. Well, let's try that one next. Here's the variations it's creating. Here's our upscaled image, right? So if we really wanted to see this, we can save the image now. I mean, it's very good.
That legit could be an ad for a cowboy hat, like all day long.
Yeah, definitely. It's very good. All right. And then it's working on our variations. You can see it's at 78%, 93%, starting to give us some ideas for other ones. Okay. So there was our original. Here are our variations, right? So we basically told it, hey, we liked that original. Show us some other ones that could be really good.
The one bottom right is like a massive cowboy hat. I feel like that hat just got like
huge, yeah.
Like twice
and actually the dimensions of it don't make sense.
Yeah.
How it's folded.
Yeah.
These top 2 are great though.
Yeah.
So there you go. Like so there's one idea. Sweet. Now let's change the challenge a little bit, right? So it's still a cowboy hat. What if it's a totally different demographic or like a totally different scene, right? Like how can we make it a little bit more difficult? While you think of that, we'll pull up, see if my 1800s portrait did any better.
Ooh. What about like men who are looking for a hat to shade them at the beach? Oh my gosh, what is this?
It's weird seeing me, but it's not me, you know? It's like,
that I feel like these got obviously way closer to like actually looking like you. I mean, it's still
just by weighting the image more heavily. Yeah. And I'm also wearing a hat, just like the image now too. Right. So you can see that it like used that, and I'm wearing a black shirt, just like I have in the image. I'm wearing shorts that are a similar length, just like in the image, white tennis shoes. Right. So
I see what it did too. It's like, it took the, like in the original photo, your background has like brick and and it's trying to make buildings that are like 1800 style that are like brick. Yeah. Interesting.
Okay, so let's think through our cowboy hat challenge a little bit more.
Dude, okay, yeah. So I'm thinking like, you know, it's summertime, people are heading to the beach. A lot of guys might want to buy a hat that's like a sun hat. But when you think of a sun hat, you typically go with like a one of those Billabong straw type hats. But like, what if we could sell people on like, no, you should use a cowboy hat at the beach instead.
Okay, all right. So thinking through all of the things. First off, it's a man, right? So a man with let's say a beard.
Okay.
Let's say a handsome man with a beard, wearing a black cowboy hat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to like the prompts, just so we don't miss any pieces. So that's our subject. We also need to know the location. So
Definitely the beach, yeah, for sure.
On the beach. Okay. Do we want to say anything else about the beach itself? Let's stick with our Kodak. I like Kodak Gold.
Yeah, Kodak Gold. Like, yeah, it feels like mood is like, I would say like hot and I don't know. Bright, yeah, bright.
So on a hot day,
yeah.
Bright mood. We have, okay, on the beach we did lighting, we did color, we did the Kodak Gold. So I feel like that'd be okay. Composition. Did we say portrait for the last one? I feel like we did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
A handsome man with a beard wearing a black cowboy hat on the beach on a hot day. Kodak Gold, bright portrait. Let's try that. Sweet. Let's see what that does. While that's loading, some of the other things that you might see here are like aspect ratio, right? That's like something that's going to be pretty common in a lot of these. They tell it what aspect ratio they want. There's other things in here though. So I just go back and basically I make one and then I go back and try to learn more about how I can prompt these, right? Mm-hmm. So we have emotion, we have colors, different environments. You can start blending things. So you can blend multiple images together. This is really probably a common one. If you're doing like e-com or something like that, you can blend more than one image together, which is something I have not messed with much, but like, here's the example, right? They pick those two images, they run it, and then you get a blend of those two images, right? Really cool. Commands, you have the different commands. There's not that many. Here's the parameters. So these are what we're seeing here. So like the aspect ratio, you can say how varied, like chaos is just like how crazy do you want the 4 different results to be, or do you want them to be pretty similar, right? You can weight the image. We just tried that one with mine. You can say no. So like if you really didn't want there to be like something in your image, you can do -- no and then add that in. Different quality metrics, right? All sorts of stuff in here that you can change. So definitely worth looking at here as well. But okay, so we just got a notification. Let's find it. Here it is. Boom. We got our handsome man with a beard wearing a black cowboy hat on a beach on a hot day. Portrait.
The bottom right, I feel like.
So my only thing is he's not happy.
Yeah, he's not happy.
He's not happy to be wearing this cowboy hat. So on an ad, I wouldn't be happy with this. So let's rework that, right?
Yeah, let's make him smile.
He's got to be happy.
I don't know that, like, I don't know. I feel like for whatever reason, it would be better if we could see more of him. But that might also take away
from not portrait then. So maybe if we delete portrait. Or, yeah, I know what you mean. I wonder if we could So one thing that you can do.
What about like if you said like full body portrait? Do you think that would?
Oh yeah, let's try that. Like that. We'll generate that. Now, while this one, so you can see this, I just did this one. You can zoom out from these two.
Okay.
So I'll try that and see what it does.
That'll be interesting. Yeah. To zoom out, that's.
Yeah. And then you can
that's pretty much exactly what we want it to try.
Yeah. Huh. So it's working on the zoom out. See, you can see more of his body now.
Yeah.
Because that's what it had there.
I wonder if it's going to make him look like a cowboy, like on the
a rancher, just like in the wrong spot. Yeah, we might have to say what clothes he's wearing because
the
black shirt's not quite the move on the beach.
No, maybe we could make him wear like a white plain white tank top.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. All right, so well, let's start here. Here's our zoom out. There's our zoom out. So it zoomed out a little bit, but as we said, he's not really wearing the right clothes. Also, he's not happy, so we didn't like that one. Now, here's our new one. He's definitely
the guy
happy.
Bottom left looks like he's about to whip out a trumpet and just like doing a mariachi.
Just going straight mariachi, dude. Yeah, he's definitely. This is definitely not quite the vibe that we were going for. He is a handsome man. He is, but like it is our prompt actually.
Yeah. He definitely needs to be wearing like a tank top with like men's swim trunks.
Let's remove his beard also. So a handsome man wearing a black cowboy hat on the beach on a hot day, wearing a white tank top and a black cowboy hat on the beach on a hot day. Full body portrait. So let's say a white tank top.
He needs to be wearing shorts as well.
Swim trunks.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what that does.
Okay.
Let's see what that one does. So really it's as much thought as you can give the prompt is how this is going to come out, right? And so I think a lot of people go into these things, including ChatGPT, and they're like, I asked it to write me an ad and it didn't work. I don't get why people love this thing. Oh, it's because you actually haven't read the manual and you actually haven't tried to like specify. Because if we actually go back to this one, they did our prompt to a T.
Mm-hmm.
They really did. We just didn't specify things, that we actually wanted to have created.
I can't get over the mariachi look, dude. It's amazing.
It's yeah, they're like in Tulum or something. I don't know.
Hey, if we were running ads for cowboy hats for mariachi bands, I mean that
crush. It would crush. I just love seeing these pop up as people are doing this. Like,
yeah, that's cool.
That's
universe. So awesome.
That is a
I feel like that's like, in my opinion, what that looks like is like a banner you'd see on Disney Plus for like a new like space show that has like for kids.
Okay, so here's like another good example of product based. Nike Air Jordan and a hamburger on a shelf in the desert, blue sky, midday lighting, bloom, Kodak Gold, 8K, clean digital painting, right? Like, and you can kind of start to see how creative it can get.
Whoa. It's pretty neat.
It's wild. 70s portrait, family in Roma, Mexico, festive attire, polka dotted fabrics.
That's so crazy.
All right, so it's working on this other one. I think we start thinking through our next version of the prompt to make it a bit more specific as it works as well, just for the sake of time. So we tried on the beach. I think we keep going on the beach, but maybe we find like a more scenic view of the beach, something that like a rooftop bar overlooking the beach or something like that.
That could be cool.
Right?
Yeah, I like that.
So,
dude, those family portraits above, like those look so real. Like you would think that there's like if someone showed you that, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's a real family.
I know. So handsome man wearing a black cowboy hat and a white tank top, rooftop bar overlooking the beach. We have, what else do we want to specify here? Rooftop bar overlooking the beach. Wow, these family portraits are creeping me out, actually. They're so good.
I know, dude, it's so weird.
Make sure it's still working on ours.
Maybe he has like a drink in hand, like a beer or margarita or something like that. I don't know.
Okay. I like that. I don't know if it's working on ours or not. I'm not sure if I sent it. So we'll do this one. Handsome man wearing a black cowboy hat and a white tank top, rooftop bar overlooking the beach. Has a drink in his hand. Kodak Gold. And then we'll do
happy.
happy portrait, portrait, and let's make the aspect ratio 16:9. I think that's what we want. AR 16:9. There we go. Sometimes stuff gets lost in here too. So what I'll do is I'll search my own username. It mentions my username in the channel just so that I get a feed of like everything I've generated here. And it will actually save the stuff you've generated if you go into your Midjourney. So if you ever ask it to do like an upscaled version of your picture, it'll save it here, right? So you can kind of see some of the stuff I was playing around with for stock offers in here, which are actually super dope. Like, you know, it took me a while to get there, but you can kind of see some of those. I liked trying ones that were like a marketing meeting on the moon, right? And we actually ended up using this for our ad class ebook as well. So I don't know, Caleb, if you have a few, I'm not sure if it's.
Oh yeah, I think, let me see if I can pull it.
No, I don't think we have it on here. It's somewhere, but we use this as like the background on the ebook, which is pretty cool as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it won't save these unless you push upscale. All right, here's our photos, Caleb. 16:9.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
Dude on the bottom left is a whole vibe. I like that, dude.
Yeah. Honestly, like both of them on the bottom, in my opinion, bottom left and bottom right, I feel like could work.
Like this is kind of it right here.
Yeah.
Like you're kind of saying, yo, you're on your tropical beach vacation. You're at the rooftop bar overlooking the water. Maybe you're down in Puerto Rico, wherever. What are you packing? Pack your cowboy hat, man. What do you think? What are you trying to wear? There's only one right move here. You're gonna abandon your view of yourself. You know, come on. Yeah, Matthew has a good point. The bottom right. I'm seeing in my chat here. Maybe that's not the move. I don't know. That seems a little bit like a low V to me. But hey, you know, you never know.
Okay, so I hear you. The shirt's wrong, but I feel like that overlook with like the mountain in the background and like the sunset. I feel like that also hits a vibe of like, you know, out at the beach on sunset.
Dude,
know, like,
that like lighting, golden hour. Ooh, that's how we have to change it. Let's do golden hour. I like that. Okay.
Yeah, because that's definitely not a white tank top. It's like a.
We can make some variations. I'm going to make some variations of number 3 because I like number 3, but I'm also going to upscale number 3. And then I'm going to do a new prompt. We're going to add in. So it didn't do a black cowboy hat. So I'm actually going to just remove the word black. I'm just going to keep it cowboy hat because it didn't actually do that here. White tank top. It got rooftop bar overlooking the beach, has a drink in his hand. Kodak gold, and I'm going to say golden hour. We'll see what that does.
The other thing that's interesting is you said drink in his hand, and it automatically went to beer for I think every single one of the drinks.
It did.
Which is because you did not specify beer. You just said drink in his hand.
This dude's mustache is also a little jacked up. I don't know if he's supposed to have like I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like a toothpick or if that's just like the extension of his mustache, but you'd have to Photoshop that bit a little bit. Probably.
It's only on one side. If it came off the other side, then, you know, it's a vibe, but you can't have like a curly Q on one end. Yeah.
All right. Here's some variations of him. Mustache is fixed in these variations. That's a weird tank top. That's a tank top on left shoulder, not tank top on right shoulder. I don't know that that's going to fly. But this one is pretty dang good down here. His arm might be intercepting the metal post, but
his arm is, the dimensions aren't right. Like it's like he's like doing some weird. Like,
I like this one actually.
The bottom left is the best one again.
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, we could upscale bottom left. Okay, here's handsome man wearing a cowboy hat, white tank top, golden hour. Definitely got golden hour.
Yeah.
Oh, top left though?
Top left.
Top left's a whole mood.
The drink is
bottom
too
left too.
The drink is too small in his hand. Like for sure.
He's drinking a mini beer.
It's like a candle. He's like about to set the candles.
All right, what about this? What about bottom left?
Uh, yeah, honestly, that
Bottom
one
left, dude. Bottom
that one
left
could
is
work.
pretty strong. So let's make some variations of bottom left. The beer's too small in top right. The beer's too small in bottom right. The beer's too small in top left. But bottom left, not bad.
That's the thing again, is it keeps going for beer. Like,
It
it's
does.
interesting to me that it like knows if you're at a rooftop. Well, I guess you said rooftop bar, so maybe that's why.
I did.
That's why. And maybe if you're at a bar and you're a handsome man, according to AI, you have to drink beer. Like, that's just the only
For
thing.
AI, dude. AI has some, gender roles that need to be conformed to, clearly. No, it's just pulling from most photos. So I'm assuming most of the time a dude's wearing a cowboy hat, he's got a beer in the hand if it's a drink.
Yeah. I would agree.
It's just pulling from what exists out there and combining things. All right, I have a good feeling about these variations, though. Good feeling. Did we upscale
man, dude? Some of these V's are like deep V's, bro.
They are
as deep as you can get. Going down your belly button.
For those who are just joining, by the way, too, we actually have already done this for the female archetype for our new cowboy hat brand that's completely fictional, and you can see some of the great variations we had for that one. We wanted more of a Nashville nightlife feel for that, and AI helped us create this woman, who we will name, I don't know, Claire. She's got a great hat here, white cowboy hat, nightlife. We were very impressed with those. Here's our new one. We were thinking, hey, why not take your cowboy hat to the beach? Why not? Honestly, here we go, Caleb. I think we did it.
I think we did too.
I think we did it.
This is the
bottom
vibe.
Left, real strong. That looks like the appropriate beachwear for a dude that would wear a cowboy hat.
The beachwear is correct. Now, the one thing I actually like more about the bottom right is I think the hat is like a better hat. Like, to me, the one on the bottom left, like, it has like the extra print up top and it feels kind of tall and pointy. Whereas the bottom right, I don't know, maybe it's just my take.
Bottom right's strong. Bottom right's strong. Okay, let's upscale bottom right.
But I do like the outfit, like, on the bottom left guy. I feel like that was more like beach.
That's strong right there.
Yeah,
that's a strong image.
Like the hat looks good. Like, that sells me on the hat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The beer glass is kind of like weird. It's like a shot glass that's extended out, but
it's like the bottom half of the glass is just a hold.
So since it keeps messing up the beer, we got a little bit more time. Let's try to get one that's real perfect. So let's do, instead of a drink in his hand, what else could we imagine? Does he need anything in his hand? Maybe next to a beautiful woman.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, with a beautiful woman looking at him.
Oh, surrounded by beautiful women.
I don't know if we want to go that far, but maybe it says like maybe like girlfriend leaning on his arm, or like girlfriend leaning on him or something. I don't know.
Girlfriend leaning on him. We'll see if that. I don't know how it will do with that. We'll see.
Yeah, it's probably gonna.
There's a question mark in my head, but I will say I am very happy with this one.
Yeah, that honestly, dude, looks almost like it could be like a Miller Lite commercial, like a commercial or something.
I know that's the thing. The drink is a little bit too out. Like, I don't know that it's selling the cowboy hat, I guess.
It's not. The cowboy hat has to be the focus.
Okay, I think this is going to be good. This is what it's working on so far. I have a decent feeling about this.
Oh, dude, that bottom right one.
Yeah, I have a good feeling about this. I think this is going to be it.
Like, she's looking back. She's in her mind, she's saying, "What a great hat."
She's like, "Hey, is that Ad Class brand hat you're wearing?"
That is a nice.
Because if so, I think I want to get married.
Look at the guy's shirt in the top right. It's like a vest.
Like, what is he threw it off, man. We should take off tank top because it's not giving us tank tops in a lot of these.
No.
White shirt is really what it did. Let's see. Oh man, there's some interesting ones. Oh man, all right.
Yeah.
Besides the hats intercepting, the bottom right is pretty much perfect.
Yeah.
And the hat's like not quite cowboyish either. It's more like fedora style, right?
Yeah.
See, when you introduce another subject, it becomes a lot more difficult, I think.
Yeah, because the
Top right could be it if that shirt wasn't weird.
Same, honestly, same with top left. Like top left it could work too. His hat kind of like
skull is being dissected. Her skull is being chopped in half by the hat, unfortunately. Let's try it one more time. I think we can hone it in here. So I think we take off the tank top piece.
Yeah.
I think we keep pretty much everything else. Handsome man wearing a cowboy hat and a white shirt. Girlfriend leaning on him. She's leaning in that one.
Yeah. I mean, so is she in the bottom right too. She's kind of like
girlfriend leaning on him. Girlfriend. Okay, let's say instead of girlfriend, let's say be a beautiful woman with blonde hair. That way it's like no hat. Let's just specify the hair.
Yeah.
Rooftop bar overlooking the beach, Kodak Gold, happy, golden hour, portrait. Instead of, do we like happy or do we want like romantic or? I think happy's fine, right?
Happy's good. Yeah, happy's good.
All right, let's try that one on for size. If you're in the chat, if you're with us, give us a curveball. What else do we need to throw in there?
I know, seriously. To
make this. I see 8 people watching along as I'm basically just living my dream, which is just like having fun on a computer during work hours.
It's pretty great, honestly. Like, and like to add the work to it, I mean, guys, the people who are like learning how to do this stuff, like think about how much time they're saving for companies, right? Instead of like sending people out to a rooftop bar for a big photo shoot. Like if you can do this quickly and efficiently, like how much value are you adding? It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It is wild. And I mean, the only way to get better is by doing what we're doing right now, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're learning every step of the way.
Just don't look at Dakota as a royal portrait.
I did try to make a caricature of myself.
The bottom right one is like if Disney made a movie about a crackhead.
Yeah, that one's pretty scary. But you know, it is what it is.
That's funny.
We're still waiting on it to start. In the meantime, here's some Star Wars one for Caleb.
Oh yeah, gotta love.
Wait, where'd it go? Where'd it go?
It's gone. Oh wait, there we go. You passed it.
Was it this one?
Yeah.
So if Star Wars was made by George Lucas, or I mean, if Harry Potter was made by George Lucas, Harry Potter in Star Wars style.
That's pretty great. I dig how the wand is like becoming a lightsaber. It's pretty great.
Yeah, there's some good ones. How about this? Family of Victorian hippie fashion. Wow.
That is a mean mustache.
Oh, Air Jordan in desert.
Oh, those are cool.
All right, let's see where we're at here. Are we almost good? Oh,
no, it's crazy how
waiting to start.
Dude, yeah, it's crazy to me like how many people are just like constantly submitting stuff.
Oh, I know, and there's so many channels in here as well. And what's nice about it actually is that you can like go into these audio channels and ask questions, and the people will like give you advice. Like the people that work at Midjourney and people who are pros, they'll tell you basically exactly how to prompt for what you're looking for too. Wow. Which is just really cool. I mean, like, oh, somebody uploaded Jason Momoa. I wonder what they created with him. I don't know. I just get inspired by like seeing what people create. Here he is.
Dude, it gets the face so messed up sometimes.
Like, I know.
Amazing.
All right. Well, while it loads, just know, I think like one of the things that is going to set apart advertisers from others is not necessarily if you are constantly testing these things or whatever, but it's really just understanding what works and what doesn't, and how you can basically take tools that are out there and work them into your workflow. Like, I'm not saying spend all day on Midjourney by any means, but like, if you know how to do this, it's a skill that you'll have that other people don't have. And really all it takes is read the manual, right? This manual here, don't go on YouTube, because whoever's on YouTube, maybe they read the manual, maybe they didn't. But if you read the manual and you go from the actual like root of who made this app and how did they say to use it, you're going to have a huge head start on everybody else, right? There's so many different things in here that you can do. Stylizations, right? Different versions of Midjourney even. You can go back to like model versions and change so cool. Things, right? Like literally insane amounts of customization here that we haven't even touched like 1% of today. And video is next, right? So, it's going to be wild. All right, cool. Let's see what it came up with for our final go round. Let's see here. Here we go. Oh yeah, I think we got the hat switched up on this one. I think this one is pretty dang good.
Yeah, that top right one is
good. A little bit cut off.
Maybe need more of the hat. Yeah.
So what if we zoomed out on this one? He's still.
I feel like zooming out on the top right. Yeah, because I was gonna say the drink still feels like it makes it.
So we upscale 2, and that's gonna throw it here. Upscales usually don't take very long. There's our upscale, right? And so what we're saying is all we need is more of the drink or more of the hat here. So let's zoom out 2x. We can also make it square if we wanted like a 1x1 variation. So, that could be cool too. We can also vary it.
If you do custom zoom, what does custom zoom do?
I don't know. Zoom 2. I think we can just change that to be like 3 maybe.
That's pretty crazy. All
right. So we just gave it a few things. Let's see. First,
there you go. Now you got the hat.
Oh yeah, this is going to be good. Okay, so it's working on that one. That's our zoom out. It's working on variations. I told it to make some variations. And it should be working on a custom zoom one as well. Oh, no. So yeah, we can only do 1 to 2. So you could do like 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, but 2 is the most you can zoom out.
Cool.
All right, so we're almost there for our cowboy brand. We're getting close.
Yeah, those I think are going to be the winners for the. Yeah.
If this guy didn't have like his mustache toothpick, I think this one would have been real good.
Yeah. I agree with that.
I mean, we came a long way from Mariachi Cowboy, and it's just because we modified the prompt. So again, guys, if you're getting stuff like this out when you're trying to make ad creative, just modify the prompt. We've stuck with our prompt. We've just changed 1 or 2 variables each time. We went from that to this, right? We go from that to this.
Yeah.
Right. And we go from that to this. If we wanted to highlight, instead of the alcohol, his beautiful girlfriend as an example, and you can really start to see how it's literally just your prompt and changing your prompt that changes the entire quality of it. Okay. Here are our variations. Still sort of the same issue with the hat being cut off.
Yeah.
But
the bottom left one though,
bottom left is good. Maybe we zoom out on bottom left.
Yeah.
We upscale that. And then we zoom out on that. All right. And it's still working on our zoom out of the first one too. So once it gets that, I think we'll have a lot more to work with.
Yeah. It's great. It's good stuff.
We gotta save
the one of the girl that was going out to Nashville, and then we've got to save our best one of this, and then we got to post this to the group, so that way we can have like our final product on display.
So they should be saved in my Midjourney profile. Let's see. Once you push upscale, it saves them. Yeah. So that was our girl version.
Yep.
Right. And it saves your prompt here too. And it actually like splits them apart with the commas. So
amazing.
You can kind of see. And then like what's cool is you can actually click on these as tags, and it will show when other people have used that prompt to create things. So you can actually kind of start to see, here's me as a Super Saiyan for my coffee photo. All right. So here we go. Let's see if it did our zoom out. Yes, it did. This is our zoom out. Boom, baby.
Boom, baby. Yeah.
Which do we like? They look pretty similar across the board. The belt buckle's different in each one. I think top left is pretty good.
Yeah, I think top left.
All right, so let's do top left. Let's upscale it. And then it's working on one more zoom for us as well. There we go. There's top left. If we refresh this bad boy, we should have it. Yep. There's our ad creative for our cowboy hat brand.
Here we go.
Pretty dang good. Let's see, we got one more coming, I think. Zoom out, upscale. Let's see. Yeah, cancel job. So it's working on one more variation. It's almost done. Once it's done with that one, we will have our recap. So let's take a peek at them while they're loading. We started here. Blonde woman wearing a white cowboy hat, bustling Nashville street. We kind of wanted to go the male route. We didn't get the emotion quite right. Looked a little bit too much like a misplaced man on a beach. So we didn't like that. We started kind of messing with the emotion a little bit, with the color, with the setting. I think rooftop bar was really kind of what we wanted to end up going with. So we got this one, which I think is great. Maybe the beer glass is a little bit off. So then we're like, hey, maybe we ditch the beer and we do, with this companion instead. I think we got somewhere with those that we just needed to zoom out. And there we go. We got that one, which I think still is pretty dang good. Between this photo and this photo, I feel like that's pretty good ad creative we could test for our cowboy hat brand. Of course, in this case, if we had like a specific product model for our cowboy hat, we would want to like use that as the source material for these prompts so that it kept the product identical. And that is possible in Midjourney as well, right? So you just have to read into how to do that. But that is obviously we don't have a real cowboy hat brand, so we didn't do that. All right, here's the final thing. There you go. We got our variations. Pretty dang good. Besides top left, where she's clearly just not wearing pants, but bottom right is pretty dang good, I think. Let's upscale that one before Facebook bans me. Boom.
There we go.
Pretty good.
That's good stuff.
That's it. That's your crash course in newbies using Midjourney for ad creative. Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. Here's a quick look at our marketing team crushing it in cyberpunk style. If you guys have questions, put them in the chat. We're going to be uploading this to YouTube as well. If you guys are like, I don't even want to try this, that's cool too. But I wanted to give you just an example of ways that you can kind of learn over time with these new platforms. Because if you're not learning, you're falling behind, unfortunately.
Yep. Thanks guys for watching. As always, comment, let us know what you guys want us to do next week. We will catch you guys live next week with another training. Until then, peace out.
Peace.